Wolverine, issue number 13. Enter the Clawfather. Let's get into it. Even if you've been alive for well over a century, it can be hard to outrun your past. Just ask Wolverine. The joy of a reunion with his long-thought dead mother gave way to some hard feelings, but none worse than when he discovered her miraculous return was nothing more than an illusion perpetrated by the mutant mind manipulator called Mastermind. Killing Mastermind ended the twisted game, but the pain won't disappear so easily. And for Wolverine, the past doesn't always stay in the past. Godfather for a day. Louisiana. Alcohol can dull the pain, but never really kill it. That's even more true when you've got a mutant healing factor that helps you process booze exponentially faster than any human can. Never stopped me from trying though. I've been stabbed, shot, and incinerated. I've been drowned, bludgeoned, and electrocuted. I've been run over by a steamroller and pulverized by the Hulk. But Mastermind's illusions of my mother hurt me more than all of that put together. And for the life of me, I don't know how in the hell to make it stop hurting. Or maybe I do know. Maybe I know, and I just don't want to admit that the booze ain't cutting it. And what I really need is to talk to my friend, Nightcrawler.
Wolverine, I was wondering, where you... That's a lot of bottles. You know, I'm here, right? To talk to you.
I don't need to. Who the hell am I kidding? I do need to talk, and honestly, Elf, you just might be the only person I can. Bzz, bzz, that ring. Bzz, 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 bzz. Wolverine answers the call. Yeah, it's me. Got it. I'm on my way.
Well, that was mysterious. Everything all right?
No, it ain't. So, I gotta make it right. Let's get a beer or 20 when I get back, huh?
Get back from where?
From paying back a debt I've owed for 100 years. And we see Wolverine being shot by gangsters in Chicago. Gentlemen, I am looking for Donna Angelina, hoping you'd be more than reasonable than the doorman was.
It's one of them, costume chumps. How'd he get in here?
He's here for the Donna. Drop him. Ching ching. Easy now, bub. I'm here by invitation. So don't start something you knuckleheads can't finish. Slice.
Oh shit!
I warned you. Ding.
I appreciate your vigilance, boys, but this is no way to treat a guest.
Donna, Angelito, and Diamo. Finally.
It's been a few years, Mr. Logan. Can you join me for a glass of wine?
As detailed in Giant Size House of Ed, number 1. Moments later, they're talking next to the fireplace.
What on earth are you doing here? When I called, you smelled like you came from the distillery by way of a swamp.
You got a discerning nose, Donna, but I'm guessing you didn't call me here to discuss my personal hygiene.
Appearances matter in my world, Mr. Logan. Projecting power, sending messages, crucial to what my great-grandfather Angelo called La Vida. I never met the esteemed founder of our family, of course. He died in 1920, many years before I was born. But you knew him, didn't you?
So, you figured out who I am, what I am.
Yes, and now I want you to know what I am. The Andiamo family values stability above all else in its entrepreneurial enterprises, Mr. Logan. It has always been in our long-term business interest to ensure a certain level of peace on the streets of Chicago. But as our family influence was waned over the decades, our ability to ensure that peace has also declined. Strange as it may sound, many blame this on the loss of the Andiamo signet, the ring my great-grandfather used as his imperial seal, as it were. The signet was said to have mystical properties that helped its holders ensure peaceful rule, but it was assumed to be lost when our patriarch died. A couple years ago, my family was on the last legs and all-out war was about to explode in the streets. Then a hairy little stranger showed up out of nowhere and returned the signet, told me to call if I needed a favor. It was a godsend that helped buy a tentative peace, but who was this man who brought it, and who talked as if he'd known my great-grandfather? Now, I'm not so rude as to interrogate a gift giver, but after you left, I did some research, and I learned about a man that death can't kill. A man called the Wolverine.
Wolverine remains stuck as he drinks some wine.
Donna, if you did your homework, you know I ain't the guy to call if you value stability above all else. You need me to spill blood, right?
Just the opposite, actually. I need you to bleed.
People who drop lines like that on me usually end up dead. Better start explaining.
Mr. Logan, I have come to believe that there is indeed some occult power at work within the Signet. Since recovering it, we've been able to consolidate operations in a manner that foregoes most of the bloodshed people associate with our work. The Flanagans, our family's oldest enemy, our sole remaining obstacle to that peace. Our clans have fought over Chicago for a century, and it seems some hate even magic can't kill. There is hope. However, Linus Flanagan, the family patriarch, has seen the light in his old age, and he wants to broker a permanent peace. But the contract for such a peace has specific requirements. It must be signed personally by the family's heads and marked with blood. And protocol dictates that I, as a younger party, go alone to Linus on his turf to sign it. Unfortunately, Linus's captains don't share his vision. If I go into Flanagan HQ, they will try to kill me. On the other hand, if I kill Flanagan soldiers on their sacred ground, the old man will be honored bound to refuse the contract.
Screwed if you do, screwed if you don't.
Precisely. But if it occurred to me, if someone could walk in there and somehow withstand the assault and subdue but not kill Flanagan soldiers, well, that someone could sign the treaty with the old man and we'd have a lasting peace in the city.
And you want me to be that someone? One big problem though. Only the head of the family can sign the contract, right?
That's exactly right. Mr. Logan, my request is that you take oaths of an Antimo, family-made man, immediately after which I will name you my designated successor and pass leadership of the family to you, making you Don Logan. Your tenure is to be temporary, of course. Immediately after signing the treaty with the old Linus, you'll return here and pass leadership back to myself. And I will in turn release you from your oath, which only the head of the family can do. Your return to the Signet tells me our family's founder thought you were a man who could be trusted, and that he was correct. I'll be frank, Mr. Logan, I don't have any choice but to trust you now, because you're my family's last hope.
Flanagan Family Mansion, Joliet.
Good afternoon. We come today under the auspices of Parlay to make peace between the family of the esteemed Mr. Linus Flanagan and that of our own revered Don Logan.
Wolverine's all cleaned up by the side of Donna Andiamo. Seriously, without even knocking first. Now, you see, that's just rude. But it's all good, bro. We're here to teach you some manners. The thugs go in to attack Wolverine. Crack! Blah! Wham! And Wolverine strikes back. Strap! Flip! Blah! Blah! Crack! Ah! And they come in with their flamethrower. Whoosh! Ah! Get away! Get his legs! Flip! Oh, I got him! Ow!
All right then.
And Wolverine, with ease, takes out all the Flanagan thugs.
Anyone else want to get in my way?
Oh, I believe my men have more than learned their lesson. And Wolverine, healing from the battle, hears a voice in the distance. I mean, you're dead for teaching them so gently. Linus Flanagan, I believe we have an appointment, Dawn.
Logan, call me Logan.
My men have made a mess. I was once a rather dapper suit. Don Logan, my apologies. But presentation matters when it comes to ceremony. So let's get you cleaned up, and then we can do what you came here to do. Moments later, Wolverine, suited up and still healing, is ready to make the pact. To peace, Don Logan.
To peace.
Clink.
The old man's a lifelong gangster. He knows as well as I do that peace ain't easy to come by, at least it never last. But it's still worth raising a glass to.
Trattoria Angelo, Chicago.
Well, this has been a real experience, Donna, but I gotta get going. And just so we're clear, you can lose my number now. I consider that favor paid.
Your word, we're going to pull you back in again. Don't believe everything you see in the movies, Mr. Logan. No, whatever debt was to Angelo has been more than paid. But for the record, you're a friend of the family now. maybe we'll be able to help you someday.
And Wolverine smirks. Some other folks in funny costumes talk real comfortably about right and wrong. For them it's simple, good or evil, chaos or order, law or crime. Me, I just try to keep things from getting worse than they already are. Sometimes that means finding a path between right and wrong. It ain't an easy path. It's full of traps and damn narrow. But it's just wide enough for a guy like me to walk. Next, the Age of Revelation. Next, the last Wolverine. Number 1. 10 years later, Saladin Ahmed, Edgar Salazar, and Carlos Lopez bring the Wolverine saga into the Age of Revelation, covered by Martin Coccolo and Matthew Wilson.